Hello, everyone. This is Modified Darvas Box coming at you with a recording. Are we on a recording? Yes, we are recording. Coming at you this Saturday, Valentine's Day, February 14th, here at 9:28 a.m. I've been traveling all week, and I'm here, and there's enough going on where I thought, yeah, I'd like to do a video and express my thoughts about what's happening in the markets, on the charts that I see, and I enjoy doing this. For anybody who's never watched one of my videos before, I do them every now and then nowadays. But I've been trading since 1995. I've created my own unique trading system based on the book How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicholas Darvas. It's one of the classics. Many people thought it was a cute read, but I looked at it and I saw it. Wow, this is a system right here. He's laid it all out. So I embraced it. And then over the years, I've added different concepts from the strat strategy. And yeah, I've made myself a system which works very well for me. And if there's elements in this that you like or see, feel free to copy. That's what building your own system is really all about. Jesse Livermore said there's nothing new in the stock market, and that's actually true. It's the same stuff over and over and over again. But the key, in my opinion, is interpreting everything. We've got this morass of data, an ocean, a universe of data, but making sense of the data, that's the struggle which most people have, whether they're professionals or individuals or whatever. And with AI, it's only going to get worse. So buckle up. Buckle up and get ready. So let's see. So on my charts here, my main time frame is weekly charts. I think it helps reduce the volatility, reduce the noise. And as you can see, I've got different colorings on the chart. Colors mean different things. Let's see. I always keep arc around because it's a little better chart to show my colors. Like yellow bars, that means a buy signal. Gray bars mean that they are inside bars. Inside bars are inherently 50-50. You wait for price on the next bar to show you the way. It's going up or going down. I don't know. So we'll see. You got hammer bars, which are these. Also coded as shooter bars right here. Shooter bars are simply inverse hammers. Woohoo! Simple, huh? And then I draw box ranges. Box ranges are bases, and a lot of it's on the Darvas criteria. So, yeah, use color coding to help you figure out spots on your charts. What does stuff mean? Because again, it comes down to superior interpretation. And I think that's where I excel over many, many, many other traders. You'll see traders talking about various moving averages or this and that and that and this, or God, if they ever mention Ichimoku, just frickin' run. But yeah, try and keep it simple as possible. So I've got 6 different lists right in here. Well, if we have enough time, we'll go through them, but otherwise I usually do the top 4, and I always start on indexes. So as you can see, I got the MLP index, that's oil and gas, and you can see MLPs have been doing well. This is a great sector for income. Like number one component people in these indexes is ET. Pays out a great dividend, and it's just a money machine, especially for income. Slow and steady, and again, good for income. So AMZ is looking pretty good. By the way, I sometimes flip to monthly charts to see, well, what's the monthly look? Well, monthly look shows a box breakout on the MLPs. So that's a good spot to put money if you're looking for dividend income and want some capital appreciation also. I've got a separate income portfolio which has a lot of MLPs in it. So I am a happy camper. And every quarter when you get paid out, or even every month, I love seeing the dividend checks roll in. By the way, sources of income is very important as you get into trading because You know, why does everybody create a trading service? Is that because they're super traders? No, man. It's because they want the monthly stream of income from you, the subscriber. The monthly stream of income pays the bills while they then can trade. That's the whole point. Me, I work at a job because I like the human interaction, but I don't need to work, but I love that. Plus, I get the health insurance, stuff like that. But, and I already have sources of income coming from other portfolios, dividends and interest. So, you know, that's how you do it. But if you're starting out, yeah, you know, you got to trade well and just build up your stack. Stack gains, stack gains. Just if you're starting out, just figure out how to make money. Just make money. Don't lose money. That's the big theme. If you make 20 bucks, man, that's an awesome day. Just don't lose 20. All right, going through it here, we got Art K, Kathy Wood. And I like to keep tabs on Kathy just because she can hit home runs, but she can also do horrible. But you see right here, the stocks in one of her portfolios here, Art K, it's all going sideways. And look, it threatened to break down. We've had a lot of volume down here occurring. And by the way, I think volume is very important. I don't think you should dismiss volume at all. And look at this. Look at the battle. They're battling along the lower edge of this box here. Does that mean it's a buy? Well, if you're bullish on the shit she's invested in, yeah, buy it. Or, you know, is it bearish and people are getting out? But you see the battle here. It's unresolved. And right now that's created a inside bar right here. So it's either going to break downwards or it'll go back up into the box sideways. If you're a long-term holder, you'd be a little concerned here, you know, should you be selling or not? But hey, that's what it is, what it is. Oil, this is BZJ, which is a proxy for oil prices. Look at that. Oil is making a nice uptrend. You had the little signal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-week uptrend. Yeah, energy's definitely getting the money. But here's the big kahuna, the NASDAQ, and again, tariff tantrum, say that 10 times. That happened here almost a year ago. Amazing. Great uptrend. But now look at this. We've actually gone sideways since October. And not only that, we had a warning, a pink bar right here, pink here, pink here, pink here. When you see the pinks, that means sit up and pay attention. Something could happen. And you want to be aware of what's going on. But notice here, this one, it's all about the reaction to it. Signal, sit up. The reaction, benign, kept going up. Signal, what's the reaction? Kind of benign, an inside bar, and then it resolved higher the next week. But since then, interestingly, it peaked here and been going sideways ever since. Signal relevant? Maybe. Call it a mild signal. But now here, signal happened again when it tried to break out. And there was an increase in volume. Look at that. And then, you know, some action right in here. And then we had another signal right in here. We had another signal. And that's a hammer bar. Sorry, not a hammer, a shooter bar. That's a bearish signal. And look what we've done the next 2 weeks. Sold down with a huge rebound day, but did that cause a new uptrend? Nope. Just led to more selling. Interesting, huh? So we've got the signals telling us to be cautious, to be bearish. Maybe not outright bearish, but if you're in software, oh yeah, God, be bearish. But yeah, tech is struggling here a little bit. So, you know, that's, as we build the picture of what's happening and what our view should be, that's a major plus sign in the bear column. So, you know, should we be rampantly bullish? No way, man. Ethereum, ugh, look at that. There's that warning signal, but I had the box breakdown, and ever since, red volume. And this thing has gone nowhere and nowhere to down. It's gone from 35 down to 16. Huge losses. Don't say the market didn't warn you, because the market did warn you right here. It gave you another chance to evaluate right here on the inside. And, you could have bailed on here. Also a warning here. And but it's just telling you that this is not the place to be. If we're going to be long, we want to buy uptrends. Being long means being uptrended here, not being long here or here. So Ethereum looks awful. And then the worst, what makes this even worse, based on my criteria for drawing boxes, there isn't even a new box in here, even right here, because I require a little bit more uptrend before I start drawing them. So that's just a disaster. FFTY, this is a proxy for growth stocks. Volatile, but hey, it's hanging in there. Got a yellow bar buy signal here, white bar sell signal, yellow bar buy signal. Now, when you see these, it doesn't mean you automatically buy, but it means something good happened. Something bad happened, something good happened. Okay. What was the reaction? Something bad? Well, buyers popped in. All right. So they haven't given up on growth. So that's a plus sign on the bull side, on the bull column. All right. So that's neutral. 1 plus on the negative, 1 plus on the positive. All right. What do we got here? China. Oof. Sideways box action. Big shooter bar, inverse hammer. Then it followed up right back with a hammer as bull said, what are you guys selling for? This is bullish. Well, what's the reaction to that? Down. And now it's threatening the bottom of the box here. We've got a lot more red volume. This looks like it's ready to tank. And you know what? China, with being with all the production they do, they're a deflationary force. They will kill your homegrown manufacturing industries unless you protect them. That's why the Trump tariffs are fantastic for America. Keep these low-cost motherfuckers out. But Europe is learning that lesson. And Europe, I think I read that Europe is either doing or considering raising tariffs on Chinese products for Europe. And that's smart because otherwise China's going to obliterate them through low-cost dumping. Oh, you're a German company. It costs you 100 euros to manufacture. China will do it for 30. Yeah, hard to compete with that, huh? So China looks ready to roll over. Yuck. Gold. The big volatility here, but gold keeps going a little higher. Gold looks fine. Uptrend. Looks like it just got a little too hot. When it was up here at 500, just too hot. Just like it got a little too hot here, went sideways, formed a base. So that's kind of what I expected to do, except this one's pushing higher. So yeah, man, gold still looks good. High yield bonds going sideways. Junk bonds are good indicators of the economy. If these are going sideways to up, that means the economy's doing fine. If junk bonds start deteriorating down, that's a bad warning sign. So benign there. Insurance, just tons and tons of signals, but all it is sideways. I thought insurance was rocking in here. Then it sort of went, threatened, came back down. Here's another signal, threatened, came back down a little. But one of these days, insurance is going to go higher and blast up through here. By the way, these pink volumes, that is indicating that the volume, it's something new I put in, that volume is within a certain percentage of the of this volume, of the average volume. And because in my research, I found that there's a sweet spot in how much volume you want. Like, sure, you want a lot of volume, but let's say this was 5 times bigger. That actually, and yet price did like this, that would actually indicate that there's a lot of sellers in that volume bar. You know, huge volume with little price movement means that there's sellers in there and they're matching up with the buyers. What you want is a certain amount of buying where the buyers come in, but you don't want overwhelming. You want a certain range. And this violet pink color indicates that it's in the preferred range of volume. Because look here, volume was low in here. Where did price go? Well, it was all over the place. Boy, you had a nasty pullback here. So, yeah, volume, that's a study in its own right. Bitcoin, the box breakdown here, as we all know from all the headlines, Bitcoin's been doing terrible. A lot of sellers. Went sideways here, no boxes, keeps clunking down, clunk, clunk. Let's look here on the monthly. God, it just looks awful. But the monthly is potentially forming a new box range. We need this to stay above 36 for a couple months. But just see, it just looks awful. And when bulls are out there saying, but I think Bitcoin bottomed. Yeah, no, it hasn't bottomed. Bottoms are a process. This could be a bottom here, but what if it goes sideways for the next 9 weeks and then funk goes down again? You know, we'll see. IGV, software. Software gave up at the end of October, November, right there with the breakdown. Big selling down, rebound, and then it rolled over, and now it's been the topic. Now, this may be a potential bottom. Huge volume here, huge volume here. But the only way to find out is through time. So we'll see how that goes. ITB, housing. Do you buy housing stocks? Yellow bar buy signal, box breakout. This is trying to tell us something here. Housing is good. What do we got? Microcaps, small companies doing well. Box breakout, sideways, box breakout, sideways, and sideways again. It's climbing the staircase. If you're long this and bought it on a signal, just sit. There's no reason to do anything. Big volume here, sweet spot volume here. Yeah, some sellers here, but we're overwhelmed by the buyers. So this will, as this gets more time, this is high probability it's going higher. The reason, again, when you get a volume sequence, let's show you a volume sequence. When you get a volume sequence, red followed bigger green, yeah, there's demand. Here's one. Big red followed by smaller green. Okay, there was some demand, and that's good. There you go. Red followed by bigger green. What happens? Goes up. What you want to be a little scared about is red followed by red. That's not as optimal. Or here, look. Big green followed by some red. What happens? Price goes sideways. So that's how you can interpret volume. That's how I've always done it. IWM, small caps, keeps going. Same deal as micro caps. Looks good. Nice trend. Healthcare, sideways. IYH had the big rebound from down here. In fact, if we look at it right here, healthcare has been kind of a mess in 2024, part of 2025, but yeah, it's coming back. But this is forming a box in here on the monthly chart. So I don't know. We'll see. Beats me. But maybe you want to buy UNH. Oh, you think healthcare is coming back. Time to buy UNH. Well, that's where individual stock picking comes in. Does that look like you want to buy it? Well, maybe. You'd only want to buy it if you think it's really going to rebound here on that box breakdown and start moving back higher, which it totally could. Totally could. But, you know, is what it is. Where did we leave off? IYT, transportation, transports. Box breakout. Big one here, big volume. Transport's looking good. So it had a pullback. Notice here, big green followed by some red. Okay, there were some sellers. So that means it's just not going to rip higher, but maybe it goes sideways to up. So we're seeing a mixed market here with some bullish stuff in it. Now QQQs, same as the NASDAQ, going sideways. What the Qs form an inside bar. 50-50. Is price going to break higher or break lower? Well, based on how tech has been going, I would say lower. So again, we've got a mixed picture. RSP moving higher. So that has a lot equal balanced, equal weight ETF. So the non-tech companies are doing better inside the index. So tech is the problem. And if tech is the problem, well, then maybe the NASDAQ's not going anywhere. RDH, retail, box breakout keeps pushing higher. Look at that. But interesting sequence. The blue, which is signals excess bullishness, followed by the pink, which means watch out, with a reaction back up. And now a 50-50, maybe even a hammer. It's almost forming a diamond pattern. Like diamonds can't really draw very well. And diamonds usually, when they resolve, they'll resolve one direction or other, and you jump on that, follow the direction. So potentially bullish there. Interest rates. This is short-term interest rates. When that goes higher, that means rates are going lower. Lower interest rates, good for the economy. Silver, look at that. So the big action in silver here, followed by crazy up and down. I tried to trade this a little bit, and I basically, it didn't work for me. All these gaps. What a pain in the ass. I just tried it here. I'm out here, so I made like 10 cents. And then you could have bought the rebound again, and then you get slammed down again. So this one still got volatility problems. What did it form? Inside bar. All right. Now, is it going to go up or go down? I don't know, but that implies tighter action. It's getting tight. And if it goes inside again, then real tight. And then when you want double inside or triple, yeah, you definitely want to keep an eye on that. I might be trading that. So because that's a setup. That's what you call a setup. SMH, look at that. Bearish followed by bullish, followed by I don't know. So mixed signals there. S&P 500. RSP may be going up, but man, the S&P has a different weighting with technology. There's that warning. There's a potential bullish bar, but this is pretty tight. Now it's pointing down again, and we got some higher volume. I don't know. This could go either way, down, up. We may be in for a down week, a more significant down week. SPYs here are confirming. And actually, I've read something that the SPY is not as good as the VOO, so I may have to switch. SPY has some dividend payment problems, meaning the timing of when it pays out. It's interesting. But does that look super bullish to you? Maybe. Does that look super bearish to you? Maybe. Based on the other stuff we've seen, I would lean toward the bearish. So we're building the picture of the market. Right here, T2106, McClellan oscillator, pretty benign. It's not at the extremes, either up or down extremes. And it's been benign for a while, for a good chunk. So we'll see what happens. T2107, stocks above the 200-day. Well, that's still nice and high. If we get a sell-off soon, is that going to drop down? But it's really amazing. With all the volatility we've had, breadth here is actually doing really well. Whether it continues doing well is the problem. T2108, stocks with the 40-day moving average. Still good, but beginning to trend down a little bit. But still above this one moving average I use, and that's not awful. Here was the tariff tantrum. This was screaming at you to get long. Buy, buy, buy. The TAN, solar power. I guess solar's okay, but look at this. This keeps going higher. What an uptrend. What a change in character. It's gone from $30 to almost a double. 57. Granted, you had you had to believe in solar to stick because it was pretty volatile here, but keeps going. TLTs, treasuries, box breakout. Treasuries are going up. Interest rates are going down. Good for the market. Well, good for the consumer. Give them some relief. Good for housing. What else does lower rates do? But here's a problem. The VIX breaking out of a Darvas box breakout. That there is implying caution. Volatility is increasing. Now, every time we've had a volatility spike, man, they sold it down. But elevated volatility, well, let's just put it this way. When volatility goes above, let's say 40 or so, just shut up and buy. Shut up and buy, because that implies humongous panic. But going from 20 to 40, oof, this could get bumpy in here. Elevated volatility is not a good thing for longs. We got the REITs. Man, REITs breaking out. Look at that. Lower interest rates. That's my best guess. And by the way, if you don't know, rather than creating some BS story like you see on Twitter, just say, man, I don't know. I don't know. I end up saying that a lot. Why is this up? I don't know. Why is it down? I don't know. But REITs are up, which is good. That's also good for income. If the market gets pounded, well, maybe we want to be in REITs. I don't know. XAR, a new one I've added to my follow list, aerospace and defense. Space, look at that. There's that where everybody wanted to be in space stocks due to Elon. But then there's been a lot of selling on it too. So space, I would call that cooling off. If you want to see what's in space, well, look, LMT, KTOS, various defense. Let's see which is the best gainer of the this ATI. I've never heard of it. This is over the last 3 weeks. Well, that looks like a hell of an uptrend. What's that? Howmet Aerospace. Never heard of it. But as a company, it looks fine. Well, many times I might not buy these various component stocks. Sure, why not buy if you're just running a portfolio and you just want ETFs, yeah, buy the ETF. Make money that way. XLE, reflecting energy, up. Energy just screaming. Look at that. Financials. Okay, that's a negative. Look at that. Financials going down. When financials get pounded, that puts bull markets in jeopardy. Energy, utilities, the Utes. Look at that. Box breakout. Energy is back on the forefront. Amazing. So that's the interpretation of the market. Damn, it took me a while to talk about that. So I'd say a mixed market with definitely some caution flags. Caution in a broader sense. Still, some things are good, so it's mixed, but man, gotta watch out. Okay, list 2, Darvas box breakouts. We'll go through this quicker. AXTI, box breakout here with a bearish inverse hammer shooter. That's not good. Deck. I'm thinking of buying deck. Box breakout here, big volume. Volume's the right amount of percentage range. And look at that. It's sort of going sideways, but does that look awful? It was awful over here. Ford Motor Company, box breakout. Volume. Humongo volume. Ford's telling you something. If you're looking for a long. Intel, box breakout here, still moving higher. Volatile, but higher. IPGP, I bought this right here. So far, I think I'm doing all right. Notice here the box range, the yellow bar buy signal. That's where it caught my eye. Then it moved higher, and I went, oh man, that's going to go. And then I bought it when it broke through. I could have bought it right after the yellow bar, but I wasn't familiar with the company. You know, I didn't know the company or anything like that. Um, so I waited to see what it would do, and then I was like, oh shit, look at it go. Bye, bye, bye. Light, LITE, box breakout here, big volume, and now a little mixed action, but this is a huge winner. If we had bought it back in May, we'd be loving it. So it's gone from 75, 80 bucks to 560. That's a pretty decent run. MU, Micron, another decent run. Started over here, up and away. Powell, POWL, box breakout here, moved higher. Many times the right sector, you got to be into it. By the way, I'd never heard of this one until recently. Shark Ninja. You know, you buy the robot vacuums or home appliances and stuff at and all that. That's what these guys make. And look at that, box breakout, moving higher. I'm very interested in that because I bought it. SSYS hanging in there, pissing me off because it hasn't ripped or anything, but I bought it a few weeks ago off of that yellow bar, and so far it's doing well, but it hasn't really paid off. I mean, I've got less than $1 gain, but you see how I am bought into winners or ones with the right chart pattern? That's the whole point, man. Stinger, oil transport, well, actually specialty gas transport. Box breakout here. Here, the big problem with having a system and tracking so many stocks that are doing well, man, I don't have enough money to buy everything. So sometimes you just got to buy what you think is going to work and then go for it. My positions are anywhere from 5% to 30%. So I might have a lot or a little, you know, it all depends. I make mistakes too. Most of the time I miss stuff, like I get the timing wrong. But the chart patterns and stuff aren't in doubt. VST, box breakout, looking great. Walmart, the king. Look at that. Huge base. And now breakout with another one. Gave you multiple chances to get in. The huge volume bar there. Just love Walmart. One more box breakout I bought. Wolf. Why bother in all this? So everybody talks about data centers and stuff. Man, I don't know which one's going to win. So just buy the one that looks good on here. Darvas box breakout. I am long. And by the way, this one was easy because I had a signal right here. This bullish blue right there. The volume was in the right percentage. So, and on the daily, you had the yellow here. Now I didn't see that, but then the yellow here, because remember, I'm a weekly trader. So I saw this. All right, let's take a look. Looked at it. Oh man, look at here. Let's get ready. Where's the breakout level? 1550. Where do you think I bought? Where do you think I'm long? Guess what? 1550. Put it in order. When it was here on the weekend, put it in order for 1550. It hit, triggered, I'm in. And so far, so good. I'm up 76 cents. And that's the thing. A lot of the trading signals I do, I set up on the weekends. I'm not there during the week, you know, wondering, oh man, should I get it and everything. Yeah, I set alerts. I'll set alerts in the program, you know, and here, different alerts, but I'm not sitting there watching stocks all day long. I'm busy. I got a job. Although I travel a lot. I travel all over the United States. So many times I'm on a plane and I'll check in and see, but when you do the preparation on the weekend, well then, you just let the week play out. AOI, I've got some here. Man, it's hard to hold, but the direction is up. And what I love it is because of the yearly, right there on the yearly chart, that there is a bullish hammer pattern right there. That's on a yearly chart. What is that? That's a Darvas box breakout. Where's my target? Higher. And I'm wondering if later this year it's going to ramp up to here. I don't know. But you see, that's a setup. And when you see a valid setup, man, buy it. Or at least give it a chance, ANET. By the way, this is list 3, which is bullish. Bullish signals, but not necessarily a textbook box breakout. Here's one AP. I own some AP. Look at this uptrend. Phenomenal uptrend. By the way, this is a very small position because this is a thin stock, but bought some because I want to allocate some money to it. Why did I like it? Monthly, that's a yellow bar signal with a box breakout. Quarterly, yellow bar buy signal, and look at it move higher. With luck, I bet you this goes way higher. I mean, it traded much higher in earlier years, so why not? Traded up to 45 back in 2007. So you see, if I can buy at the right spot and sit, give it to me. I'll take that all day long. But again, that's thin. That's a thin stock. Broadcom, threatened with the breakdown right here, rebounded reaction, threatened the breakdown, actually did break down, but then rebounded last week. A bullish hammer, but what happened? It failed, and now it's pointing downwards again. And remember how we saw the NASDAQ, the QQQs all potentially, looking down? This may actually break this next week. So think of it in terms of odds. And this is in the bullish area. This should be moved to the watching area. Berkshire, a big box, boxes within a box. And it sort of broke down, got a little nervous, rebounded. And look at that, rebounded with a huge yellow bar buy signal. But then what did it do? The reaction? Sold off. That's why yellow bar buy signals, you sort of got to take with a grain of salt. But it's just an indicator, it's just a signal. There is no signal that is 100% guaranteed. If there is one, that's guaranteed, I have yet to find it. And I've been doing this shit for 30 years. Caterpillar, awesome. What a great one. If you had bought it anywhere here and just sat and hold, phenomenal. Sienna, big box breakout back here in September. Up, 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 and away. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Coherent, uptrend. Costco. Costco screwed with everybody, messed with everybody. This long sideways box, it broke down. Look at the volume. Head fake. What happened right after this volume puke out? After all these people puked it out, it went up here, went double inside. When you see double inside, sit up, take notice. If you set your buy signal for the top here at 874, well, you're now up and looking great because look what it did there to mess with all these people who gave up on it. What a bunch of jerks. DHI housing, yellow matches ITB. That's bullish. DOCN software, yellow bar signal. Look at the volume in here. Amazing volume. Someone's sucking up those shares. And ever since then, that was back in August, higher. But you know what? Yeah, this is the thing about trading. You think your hold time is going to be like a week or 2 weeks. No, man. You might need to hold for months. You might need to hold for a year. Are you prepared for that? Fastly. Everybody's talking about Fastly. Well, this stock was a big POS. So the fact it had one good week doesn't get me excited. Now, the weekly is changing. Look, there's the volume here, but I don't know. We'll see. Anything on the quarterly? Oh, I got to fix these. But I just added Fastly this week. I was not watching it. So, shrug. We'll see. GEV keeps going higher. Had a little volatility in here, but glowworm, Corning. Does that look wonderful? Find the bullish patterns. So many people buy stocks that aren't in a bullish pattern or don't have something, a hook. They don't have something which, you can point to the bull side. If you were to sell me an idea, hey, I've got a great stock I want you to buy. All right, I would critically analyze it with, as to where are the bull factors that I can see on the chart. If I can't find it, chances are you can't find it either, and you're just talking smack. GME, yellow bar signal, went up a couple of weeks. Now it's coming down. I don't know. Is it going to stick or is it not going to stick? We got some decent volume here. But look right here. That's where it had a yellow bar breakout. Went up, failed right about here. And ever since then, blah. So I could argue the 27, 26, 27 level. If it can get above 26, 27, then it's got a chance. Until then, that's your overhead resistance, and all this bouncing up and down, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything until it gets past this area right here. So, JB Hunt, what? Chart didn't change. Come on. Well, everything's changing except the chart info. Let's hit this here. So TC is a good program, but the bigger it gets, I always get a couple of glitches, but it's more my computer. My computer is old. I've got an old Dell Alienware laptop, and I think the limitation is really on my side, not the program. The program's a good program. Now, AI, people are creating their own programs. That's fine. I love the TC 2000 layout. I love what it offers for me. So I don't need to create my own charting in using AI, etc. I get everything through the program. So I'm a happy customer. JB Hunt, the big yellow bar, sideways, but man, look at that. Transportation making a run. Lockheed Martin, space, there's that yellow bar moving higher. LPTH, oh yeah, this is actually more sideways. Tons of volume here, but also these two bearish shooter bars. It implies that from 1250 to 15, sellers wanted to sell. Buyers, the sellers were like, that's it, 12 to 15, we're done. And they jumped ship. So that's formed a sideways box, so that should come out. And actually, GME is a side. Well, no, I'll leave GME because it's got the bullish signal right there. But which was the sideways? Did I have one? Nah, there we go. Lockheed, yep. Strategy. Darvas box breakdown here. Potential rebound. That is actually a bearish. Because it's a breakdown, that should be in the bearish signals. And you see this list of bullish stocks keeps getting smaller. NBIS, I bought some of that. There, what is that? That is a bullish hammer pattern. Sure, price came down, but as it came back up, I bought some. And look at that, up a few bucks. Lucky me. Did that require any particular skill set? Well, it required interpretation skill set. Noticing the setup here and then preparing myself to buy it and take some risk. What happened? Risk paid off. We shall see. You think the market sucks? How about Nectar Therapeutics? Biotech. I don't really go into biotech, but damn, that looks gorgeous. Have I missed it? Yes. I wouldn't have bought it down here. Are you crazy? But maybe this is a buy from right here. People were buying. I don't even know what they did. Look at that on the daily. Boom. Something happened. Some news. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty amazing. This one, OptX. Huge volume right here. Went up and then just keep going up. Now it's at a pullback, but yeah, this one's doing something right. SEI, sloppy as hell, but whatever they're doing, the market's interested, but it's just sloppy, very sloppy trading. But it's still going higher. So maybe that fits for some other people. Taiwan semi higher. But look at that. That's a bullish bar, and it was followed by a bearish volume. Remember we talked about volume? Big green followed by bigger red. Yeah, big investors were selling in here. Take note. URI, United Rentals, that looks pretty good. This stock is a good indicator for the economy. This one here is an oil company. Box breakout, but some selling. Oil is hard to trade, in my opinion. Very hard to trade. Western Digital looking fantastic. Keeps going higher, but, well, we'll see. And then this one, white fiber, Wi-Fi. Bearish setup here with a bullish setup here. Am I ready to buy it? No, because volume's lower and I don't really know a lot about it. But let's say the volume was bigger and everything, then I might get interested. Compare it to this one where I know a lot more about this one. And, the volume was more positive. But what's the net result? We've got some stocks here on the bullish list. We got others on the breakout list. That's pretty good. Now let's wrap and we'll look at the bearish stuff. There are 71 stocks in this bearish list. God, it's awful. As opposed to the other list, we had only 25. So just with bullish signals, 25. With bearish signals, it's almost triple. Let's start with it. All these will look the same, by the way. A-Lab, box breakdown. Now look here, yellow bar here. Everybody got all excited. And look at the range. It went from 150 to almost 200 and then back down to 129. But box breakdown, that's an avoid. If you see people going, A-Lab, it's a good value or whatever, just ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. AMD, I sold AMD after its earnings in the pre-market because I was like, that's it. That's all I need to see. But it hasn't broken the box, so it's doing okay. But, yeah, take the money. Amazon, box breakdown, big red volume. What more do you need to see? Avoid. APP, box breakdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of red volume. Do you think this is going to go back from 390 back to 700? Nope. Not on your life, like 1% chance. Quantum, ARQQ, box breakdown. Now, notice there's no volume, but look at the trend, down. And I'm probably tracking too many of these stocks. I probably got to get rid of these. ASAN, down, clunk, clunk. This is a big loser. BBAI, Signal, down. BE, Signal, down. That's why it's on this list. Last time it had this, it went sideways, big, deep sideways. What are we missing here? giant green volume. BLDR. Interesting that housing's going up and this one had a negative signal. The bros, breakdown, big red, and big red again. It's just screaming. The market doesn't like it. They're selling Mortimer. CEG, down, down, down. Now there's a 1 week of up, and longs might be like, we're in, we bought at 270, we bought the rebound. Okay, fine. But look at the hell you had to go through. And what, now you think it's going to start the new mega uptrend? It might. I mean, I don't know. Sell H. Bullish setup. Price clunk goes down. That's a bearish signal. Avoid. Coin. Box breakdown. Inverted hammer. Down, down. Now that's a potentially bullish signal, but it's coin, and it's Bitcoin, so we'll leave it alone. Stays on the list. Comp. Big breakout with a warning signal. And I bought it here. And then I was immediately down on the trade. So I'm like, oh, screw this. It's down here, and then boom, boom. And I think it reported in earnings. And now look at that. Clunk. Forget about it. Circle. Box breakdown. Just looks awful. Credo. I bought it here, sold it here, I shorted it here, covered here. So made nice money on it, but this is a box breakdown. Now, red, green, that bodes well that price is not going to go down to 50. But maybe it just means more sideways. Pain. This one, CRML. Got all enthusiastic up here. Hit the top of the box. Clunk, right back down, clunk, 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 clunk. Man, what a roller coaster. Did I trade this one? No. Look at that. I was thinking of trading it when it was up here, but man, things turn really fast in the commodities area. CrowdStrike, down, down, down. Doesn't matter, it had a good week. Still not looking good. CSIQ. Solar was up. Why is this one down? I don't know. Maybe this is fucking with the bulls or fucking with the bears. And now that the box is closed, it's going to go higher. I really have no idea. But I'm not interested in it. CVNA. Box breakdown. This one's in trouble here. It had a pretty good short report on it, so I don't know. We'll see. Dash. You think this insider is freaking out? They put $100 million in stock in right here from, call it 200 and up. Now it's at 160. You're down 20%. You're at 100 million, you now have 80 million. I'd be pissed. I also don't see the appeal of DoorDash because are you so lazy you need to pay double? I mean, come on. Dave here is really struggling along the edge. You had the big negative signal. Sure, it rebounded a little bit, but if you tried to sell me this trade, show me the bullish factors. Honestly, except for this, I can't see anything. Pass. Dell, clinging by its fingernails. It's battling for the last month along this level here. Trump Media, yeah, we all knew this one was going down. Box breakdown, but I like to keep an eye on it. What is this one? I don't even know, but there's your signal to pay attention. What happened after the signal? Down. This one, little guy, DTI. Why is this on bearish? Oh, it's on bearish because of this bar. This is now on box breakout. Again, where's the bullish factors? Right there. Bearish bar, okay. Now, we had a big base here and it broke out here. So that's bullish. Encountered some resistance here, a little too hot. but then formed a little box. Now here, boom, breakout. MDB is long. So it's funny, even though there's so many bearish stocks here, majority of my book is long. ELF, okay, potential rebound, but we'll see. But the overall pattern is god awful. See right in here, EOSE, retail darling. Everybody thinks it. That's the future. Ah. Yeah, well, the future right now is in a downtrend and just broke its Darvas box. Would you be buying this? If it does it here an undercut and a reclaim, maybe, but I'd want to see a huge volume, green volume bar like that or like that. See how it rebounded right here? No volume. Momentum took it higher up here, but it didn't stick, and now you're right back down. Oh, figure, look at that. Phenomenal breakout up, and look at that. Clunk, 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 clunk. What a catastrophe. It's now lower than it's now almost lower than the whole base. Gosh. Incredible. That sums up the last 2 months of trading. For solar. Solar's up, right? Tan. Well, what the hell? Why is this down? I do not know. But that's a Darvas box breakdown here and a breakdown here. And the bulls are just so optimistic. They keep bidding it up and they keep getting sold into. And now you've got a 50-50. If this goes higher, I'd be impressed. But the odds that it goes lower are also there also. Because look, you got red, red, red. Don't do it, baby. GH sideways. This is a little, I'll give this one more week. This is a winner though. But that's just a warning. Remember, it's a warning shot. Galaxy, ugh. Sell off followed by a rebound, but yeah. Google. I thought Google was the AI king, right? Signal. It's now lower. Couple big red bars. Big investors just aren't happy with all the capex that's going on, even if you're Google. Hood, box breakdown, big red volume. They've been bailing on Hood. What happened? They took it up to where it got included in the S&P, and then anyone who hung around got smacked. Quantum IonQ. I am short this one. Box breakdown, and then it sort of lingered here, but no volume. So why on earth should I cover? Now here, I do have an order in to cover if we hit the top of that bar. Sure, then I'll cover, I'll take the money and move on. But that's how I trade by signals. Iran, God, they just love Iran, but the chart doesn't love it. Bearish bar here, bearish bar here. Investors remain so optimistic, yet they can't, show me the bullish factors. It's not there. KTOS, great box breakout, but then it hit this level here, and investors decide to change their mind and take the money off. So we'll see if that sticks. LEU, box breakdown. Lunar, giant box. Box breakout inside it, went up, scraped the top here at 23, and now selling back down. That's simple. This one, LVLU, super thin little guy. Ramped here, ramped up here, and I'm like, wow, what the hell's going on here? Double inside, get me excited. I might have bought some here at 19 something. What did it do? Didn't come anywhere close and went down. You could short it here, but this is too thin to short, but disappointing. What was the Mad Max where the villain goes, mediocre? Yeah, that's mediocre. Microsoft, horrible. Box breakdown and just looking horrible. MSTR, we know about that. Netflix, straight down from the breakdown there. Now, box breakdown straight down. I covered too soon. I was short here, covered here, short here, covered here. Left money on the table, but that's, welcome to trading. Box breakdown here. Oclo, box breakdown. This looks like it's going lower. Next week might be a bad week. ONDS, the retail loves this stock, but they're not reading the chart right. Low volume box breakout here. Oh, let's back it up. Now, this was a good spot. Back here at $3 a share. Buy it here. You run it. Triples, take the money off. Or sit. You could have sat through this whole time, been good. But the signal, the warning was right here. You had big green volume. Yeah, baby, we want it. And some big green selling, big red selling next to it. If that doesn't tell you that the supply demand, some people are having second thoughts. But the market's bullish, it keeps going up, and then you get this shooter bar right here. If you're going to bail, take the money here and bail. And if you start at 3, you sell here, you're done, and now it's down and not your problem anymore. It may turn out to be bigger, better, but the chart doesn't indicate that. So Oracle, destroying their company, down, down, down. Ouster, whatever it is. I'm just keep track of a lot of stuff. I got to delete a bunch of stuff. I'm tracking too many. Path, look at that. Ugh. Man, and I was so excited with it back in here and in here. But you see, recognize the signals. Sold on the failed breakout. And look, straight down. Now it's a box breakdown. This is totally avoid. PI, box breakdown. You see how many bad stocks there are? PLTR, box breakdown. PLTR is in trouble. Qubits, quantum, well, sideways but down. Rubric, box breakdown. See, software and tech, Reddit, box breakdown, clunk, clunk. Ugh. Drives me insane when I see people talking bullish about stuff. RGTI, quantum. I'm short this one also. Down, down. And I'll adjust my stop to the top of the bar there. So if it rebounds up, then I'll be kicked out. I'm guaranteed to make money. SE, I'm short SE. Down, 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 box breakdown. To put up a little bit of a fight this week, but that's a bearish bar, so probably keep going down. Shopify. Man, that's a battle right there. Would I short this? No. Would I buy it? Probably not. Silver. Again, all that stuff. We talked about silver earlier. SanDisk. So this is actually a nice bullish reaction. The bearish bar here, it did sell down a little bit, but then the bulls kept coming. But you got to be careful because price was rejected in here, so keep your eyes open. Snowflake, box breakdown, down, down. You get the picture. SoFi, box breakdown, down, down. What is that? STX. Why is STX here? That shouldn't be there. I probably put it in the wrong list by mistake. That is a bullish one. TEM. I don't even know why I track this. Down, down. Nothing going on. TGTX. Bio. Down, down. Uber. Breakdown here. Breakdown here. Down, down. UMAC. We're so excited about drones and this little run up. What does it do? Forms this bearish bar. Clunk, down, down. UNH, we've seen that. So you see how the patterns just redo? Upstart, clunk, clunk, yuck. Now VST, oh, VST, I'm already moved VST over. Let's get rid of that. WRD, this Chinese thing. I keep it around because of this volume, but maybe someday it comes around. And that's, let's see, we're about 1 hour in. So that's where we're at. Let's see if we got some time. We go through some watching. By the way, I want to show you the NAM exposure index. This week's NAM number is 80. The average was 92. And you can see here, we're starting to deteriorate on bullishness. We were at 100, 95, 2, 97, 96, 88, 92, 84, now down to 80. The market is getting more pessimistic. So there's lots and lots of stocks that aren't doing so good. And we saw the indexes are changing. So I would say max caution. Pick the stuff that's got all the bullish factors to it. Avoid the stuff that's got the bearish factors to it, like this piece of shit. Even Apple. Apple had the box breakdown. Well, Apple had the big run here, then the box breakdown, then it recovered. I actually shorted Apple here and covered quickly, but look at this big sell bar. That's not so good. Biotech looks amazing. This one here, bought, sold. I thought this one had a big chance because of this big volume bar. But remember when I mentioned that sometimes you can get too much volume? That was the case in here. Let's see, ARM, sideways. Now again, this list here is stuff that's just going sideways. Sideways in the box. Sideways in the box. ARM, sideways in the box forever. ASTS, sideways on the box going down, but it's not really horrible, but retail loves this. It was at 115, now it's at 82. Oof. Broadcom, we know about that, sideways. Boeing, forming a sideways box. BTU going sideways. Was a box breakout here, going sideways. This one sideways. Sideways. Now notice here, even though this one's going down right here, this was in a sideways box. A big one. From 17 to 34, 35. They love this stock for some reason. Sideways. Yeah, this one had the box breakout, the nice run here. But ever since November, sideways. CoreWeave. I made great money shorting this one. What's it doing now? Sideways. And notice here, we've got green, green, green. Things are changing with this one. Perceptions. Maybe they're beginning to figure it out. Fly, sideways box. FTAI, hell of an uptrend, but now it's going sideways. GE, a lot of sideways. 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 You get the picture. Sideways. Now, something like this. This one's still going down, so I drew a box. But this box, the low has not been set, so it could be more like this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where this one's gonna go down to, but I gotta put the sell on here. I sold this a ways back. I thought it might go, and I sold it. Where did I sell it? Sold it right in there, because it made the range up in here, and then it came all the way back, and I was like, oh man, so I gave up on it. But yeah, many boxes take a long time to draw. JP Morgan, that's a caution, but sideways. This one, laser, I haven't drawn any boxes up. Lilly, Sideways. Everybody loves Lily, right? Well, every time it tries to break out, it gets pushed back down. That one sideways. Nothing going, tracking. Sideways on Meta. That's very volatile. It's between 580 and 740, but that's the range. Net. Yeah, I guess you'd call that bullish. I don't like this stock at all. This one, I tried a little bit of this. Nah. Steel, American Steel, going up. NVAX. I have a little bit of NVAX bought here off the yellow, but this is a small position, nothing to get excited about. I don't really like biotech. NVIDIA, sideways. Open, down. OSS, sideways. This one's interesting because of the big volume, but it's hard to say. So, sideways. PL, sideways. This one, not really doing anything. Could call it forming a box. Not much else. The bad thing about that one is this huge red volume bar. You had green, 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 and then red. So just keep an eye on stuff. Still forming a box here. Could go lower. Sideways on Rocket. Root down. Still down. RDX sideways. Run. I started some run here in the low 18s. I want to build when it gets up here to the 20s. SILC. This is one I'm just keeping an eye on. No idea what I'm doing with it yet. This is a new one I just added just to watch it. TE. Yeah, I bought it, sold it. Need to make room for other stuff. Where are the bullish factors? Well, the bullish factors were down here. Where are the bullish factors up here? Well, the only I can see is these two volumes. Tesla, sideways. TSM, well, that's more up. That should be there. Some of my lists need pruning. I'm following too many stocks right now. I need to prune them, but I'll probably prune a lot of the softwares. Let's see. The VET, Energy, Venom. This one's a great income stock. VPG. Ooh, look at that. That's a pretty warning signal there. There's VST again. How many lists did I put it on? I don't know. So back to Apple. So anyways, that's the full ramp through. And the weekend review, mixed market, but I would say it's tilting towards bearish. But you got to pick and choose your spots. So have a great week trading. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.